Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Investor More, and we're finally back at the country flip we have been working on. We are really close to being done with this one. We're going to show you what changes we made inside and the few changes we made outside as well. And this should be a very, very good flip. And hopefully interest rates keep coming down a little bit, because in this price range, the higher price range, that's definitely hurt some real estate sales. So this is what it looked like when we first bought it. It has about 4 acres. It's a big house, over 2,000 square feet on the main floor, plus a basement. We are in northern Colorado, pretty far out, but still an area where people are buying. And one really nice thing is it's got this shop, which did need a little bit of work as well, but it's got the shop plus the garage and a decent house. So now this is today, and we had to do a little bit of work on the shop, still a little bit more work to be done, but inside it's got good space. I would love to have one of these. And we had to replace some of the metal on that right side. There was some rotten wood, some bird nests. We got that taken care of. You can see it's a little different time of year now, and the farmers are getting ready for spring already, which is crazy. Still a few months away, but some of the land goes that direction, and then it comes over this way. And one thing, we've talked about our landscapers a few times. I don't know why they left this patch right here not mowed. There wasn't a hole there or anything weird. There's some fence posts there, but just strange. And some people said, well, maybe the septic tank is there. You really shouldn't drive on septic tanks with a car or tractor or truck, but there's no harm in mowing over a septic tank at all. They're strong enough to handle that. And then you can see that branch right there is just completely broken, and just some things like that got missed. So a lot of people thought these stairs were like the craziest thing ever and horrible. We're not going to do much with those. We're going to leave them, but we did make quite a few changes inside. So this is what it looked like when we first bought it, and it had this really cool sunroom, which does stay very, very warm, very woody, and then a lot of the doors, windows were rotten too. So it's taken us longer to get this one done than we hoped, but there's just been a lot of things that came up, finding the right doors, windows, things like that for this room were tricky. Getting the garage door replaced, it was broken and messed up, took a very, very long time with that. And there's just a few things that have taken some time. We actually painted the kitchen cabinets twice because we didn't like the first color. So we wanted to make sure we got this one looking pretty good. It's got a weird closet here that kind of goes through to the other rooms, but I'll show you that here in a second. We did painting, of course, flooring. This is painted the cabinets, appliances, and did some other work on this property too. It should make it way better. And here you can see what it looked like before. This is what the kitchen was here when we first bought it. Now, we paid $375,000 for this property, which was an amazing deal. Just a smoking deal. It's probably worth over $700,000 with the shops, the acreage, the house. And so it's rare we have a deal with this much room in it, and it's not easy to find these deals either. And it was on the MLS for sale, and they just didn't do a great job of marketing it. They didn't mention the shop, for instance, and so we were able to pick this up, and you can see now it looks a little bit different than it did before. It does have a basement that's unfinished. We didn't do anything down there, and like I said, we didn't replace cabinets or anything. That can add quite a bit. There's the closet going back to the other room we talked about. There's the door to the 2-car garage. We're painting the inside of that to make it look nicer. Like I said, the garage door finally came in. Here's the laundry room, mud room, which is super nice to have. And this house has had at least one addition put on it. It was kind of an original small, just 3-bedroom, 1-bath farmhouse from what we could see. And then this whole section on the left with the kitchen, sunroom, all of that was an addition, at least one addition, who knows, maybe more. That fan needs put on, but it's got a bath on this side, which is nice for the country mudroom side, but it's also on the other side of the bedrooms, and originally just had 1 bath on the other side with the bedrooms. So you can see we refinished the hardwood. This is again what it looked like when we bought it, and you might notice a big change here if you can see it. Some people will, some people won't, but we made a big change in the configuration. Obviously, that's not open anymore, but there was another one before that that you should be able to see. And so we now have, we had 3 bedrooms before. We still have 3 bedrooms and an office. So this room right here, we kept, but it no longer has a closet. So there's a hint on what we did. But it's not huge, but it's definitely a good size for an office. It's probably 10 by 9, 10 by 8. And there just wasn't room to put a closet in that room anymore. So we just left it without and kept it as an office. Then we still have these other 2 bedrooms that were here before. Like I said, the hardwood was here before. So that was nice to have that. Doesn't have huge windows. You can kind of see that in some of the older homes. But we weren't going to go to the expense of redoing all those. And it does have vinyl siding, which I've talked about not liking before. And this one is very brittle, old, and I don't know if it's just our climate, but vinyl siding does not do well in Colorado. It gets brittle, hail damages it easily, pieces break, the color fades. It's just a lot of problems with vinyl siding. And it's so expensive too. And I feel like there are a lot of really good vinyl salesmen in the day. This is what the bath looked like when we first bought it. It was crazy. We decided not to keep the horse trough as a tub. We did switch that out. And some people may have loved that, but most people, I can guarantee, would see that as a huge turnoff and not like that. And when we're flipping houses and making design choices, we want to make sure we appeal to the most people, and that gets them sold the best than having kind of crazy eccentric stuff going on. Now this is what that bathroom looks like now, and it's not huge by any means. It's a little bit tight in there, but much better looking than it was before. And we still have that closet there. And then you might notice this is our new master bedroom here, and it did not have hardwood under this part of it. So originally, before we bought it, the other people, this would have been probably your dining room and kitchen. So you would have had your living room in front, and then you would have had a dining room and kitchen back here. But then they had kind of turned it into like another family room, rec room type of thing. And we really didn't need another one of those after having the front living room, the sunroom, big dining room. So this should make it much more functional, much better than it was. And so now we'll have a 3-bedroom house still, but we've got a nice master instead of 3 smaller bedrooms. Like I said, this should be done fairly quickly, just a few minor things we're fixing up. And it's actually a pretty good time to list properties right now. At the start of the year, we always do really well with them. Interest rates have been ticking down a little bit, so that's nice. So we'll have another update on this one when it's all the way done, all the way finished. We did redo that deck too. It was crumbling and falling apart. So be on the lookout for that. Of course, we'll be trying to buy more flips, rentals, commercial properties too. So we're always on posting those when we get those. And we'll have more updates on the laundromats businesses and all of that stuff as well too. Love to hear what you think on this one.